Main two protagonists embroiled in Malta in the Panama Papers scandal were the Minister Konrad Mizzi and the Chief of Staff of the Office of the Prime Minister, Keith Schembri. Mr. Schembri refused to appear in front of the Panama Committee. He handed him his explanations by hand to the chairman of the PANA committee and alleged, as so did Mr. Mizzi, that your committee was prejudiced in the first place against them, that you were biased against them. What is your reaction to that? And following the hearing of Mr. Mizzi in front of the committee, what are your conclusions?
Mr. Schembri was outrageous in trying to put in question the credibility and the impartiality of the Panama Papers Inquiry Committee of the European Parliament. He is clearly identified as someone involved in the Panama Papers. He is the one who has a lot to explain, and not just to the people of Malta, but throughout Europe, because he's, after all, not just, as he alleges, a private citizen. He is the Chief of Staff of the Prime Minister of Malta, who happens to be in the presidency of the EU at the moment. And the allegations about him are extremely serious and have not been responded by him in any way. Regarding Mr. Mizzi, Minister Mizzi, he opted to come to us, which we welcomed. We had a very substantive discussion with him. We had in front of us the papers that he signed to incorporate in Panama and for his trusts in New Zealand. We confronted him with many contradictions, and the most glaring one being something which he could not, of course, explain, but referring us to the legal advice he received, which was the fact that assuming that it was true that the explanation that he pretended it was trying to protect the wealth of his wife and children, why, being he the minister of a government of Malta who goes all the way to actually promote foreign investment in Malta and promote Malta as a fantastic jurisdiction for protection of wealth of people from all over the world, why did he pick Panama and New Zealand for that purpose? Even more so when his wife was herself an official of Malta Enterprise, which is an entity promoting foreign investment into Malta. And also, I thought it was weird the way he was talking about the family interests, when, of course, also as if his wife and children needed particular protection and they couldn't get it in Malta, opening an account or a trust in Malta, and knowing that his wife has now diplomatic status, being the Consul General of Malta in Shanghai. Everything is very weird. There were another very glaring contradiction in the Papa stated in the correspondence with the Mossack Fonseca through the intermediaries, where it was stated that the objectives of this trust and company were actually to put the profit of recycling and gaming activities. So obviously these are major contradictions that he could not explain, and I must say that at the end of the talk, in one hand admiring the cheek of Mr. Mizzi, I felt like telling him, why don't you resign? Because it would spare a lot of embarrassment, not just to the government of Malta, but also to the EU, where he now heads the Energy Council.